I've been thinking, I would much rather trade excellence for happiness. I understand that me spreading myself this thin is gonna mean that I won't be excellent at skating. I won't be excellent. Uh, I won't be an excellent pianist. I won't be an excellent guitarist. I won't be the greatest ukulele player. But that's not my goal anymore. At some point, I did have this idea in my head I wanted to be an excellent skater, that I wanted to go pro. But even back then, I understood that like going pro doesn't pay the bills. I don't I don't see like a real like career in that where I could like buy property. Um, Unless of course I'm like the top 1%, which is like in my head I think I could do it because I think I'm arrogant enough to believe that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. But at the same time, I understand that there's risks that are involved with every single thing that I try to accomplish. So while I love skating, it was everything to me. So then when I rolled my ankle or got injured in some type of way that prevented me from skating, I haven't had any big injuries, knock on wood, that like took me out for months. But like those few weeks that I was out because I rolled my ankle pretty bad, it's like I felt like there was like the only source of happiness that I had was stripped from me, and I had nothing left but drugs and foolishness. That's like I didn't like that was me. That was my identity. I'd attached myself so closely to this one activity. So I'm working on diversifying my happiness. So then, if I do roll my ankle skateboarding, I'm like, all right, tough. Well, I guess I'm just gonna lock it on piano, or like even when rainy days, like when I couldn't get to an indoor skate park, like those were tough because I was like, okay, what do I do? there's literally nothing to do. But now I'm able to kind of spread myself out and like have fun doing different things. Hello, people of the planet Earth. Today I am going to try to replicate the day I had yesterday, which felt really productive. Like I worked, I read, I skated, I played instruments. I just had a really productive day. I also worked out a bit, like 30 pull-ups is all I really got done, but it was more than I've been doing as of recently, and I'm just trying to replicate that again. I was reading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. The first time I read this, I was actually 13. I had no idea what the hell was going on, but I read all the words. I think I made it to like book 7, and try to like search up all the definitions that I didn't totally understand. Even now, I don't really know what's happening. I'm getting like a refresh on the intro, which feels like it's lasted a century. I just like it really shows to my impatience. But I do know that he died at 58, and that his son took over for like, and that was like it was like the first time since like a normal succession had happened in that empire for like over a century, and then his son got assassinated like 12 years later. Super interesting dude. Most of the concepts that I take away from him come from like YouTube videos and like short quotes, not really reading the book, but I did read it. Made it to book 7, and I used this as a bookmark. Wrap up. I'm dragging. I'm trying to learn jazz clapping, but I don't even know how to like stay on the beat on the normal, just like playing on the one beat. So I'm gonna practice that before I try to complicate things. update on my statement that I wanted to trade excellence for happiness. I spent yesterday, like I did the day before, where I kind of worked up like a checklist almost. I skated, practiced music, I worked out, and I read. But like at the end of it, I switched over to like trying to create a song or some type of like instrumental, and that really frustrated me because I ran into a lot of walls that like was just a learning curve. I don't really know how to like. I wanted to change the drum sound on FL Studio to be something other than the stock sound that I normally work with because I was getting kind of bored of it, and I really hated how the snare sounded. Like it was really fucking with me. But I was looking into that, and then I found like the software that created really cool drum sounds. I was like, sick. Alright, I'm just gonna install the software. It's like $200. Kind of threw me in a rabbit hole and kind of ruined my flow of like just wanting to create music. Right? I didn't really want to be researching BTS fucking drum sounds for hours. And now, after all that, I was kind of drained, and I wasn't really feeling the same satisfaction that I had felt the day prior. And I didn't journal. That's probably maybe part of it. I didn't reflect yesterday, but I did decide to spend time with some loved ones of mine, and that did kind of brighten up my day.
Wait, you see what I'm using to hold back the mask so it's tight enough?
What?
It's a glove.
I'm realizing as I step into this like next chapter of my life, I'm really emphasizing happiness right now. I'm not totally concerned with becoming ultra mega wealthy right now. Not my number one concern. Then that kind of like reverts back to the initial question, trading excellence for happiness. I felt really joyful, and I felt good to be good at something, if that makes sense. Like I'm pretty, I wouldn't say I'm excellent at skating, but like I could spend an hour and a half there, and I can confidently say that like I know what I'm doing to the niche that I'm in. I'm not by no means Olympian level, but I'm like definitely not an amateur anymore. Well, I guess I am. Like I'm closer to an amateur than a beginner. That's what I'm trying to say. And being a beginner at something, it's a lot of fun in the initial parts where you're like really gaining a lot of progress really quickly. But then once you start to reach that like intermediate stage where like it becomes more about just putting in the hours than like just learning a concept, then it kind of gets frustrating because I'm not making progress like I was initially. I think that's where I got frustrated with piano. And then also with the like producing and making my own instrumentals. And I'm being really particular in the way that I'm learning music. And that I want to be able to make my own sounds. I don't want to be so heavily reliant on finding other people's loops and sounds to use. I want to be the one making those so I can eventually maybe try to sell them. Then begs the question, how much joy do I really get from being good at something compared to like being able to fall back on other things when things don't work out. Like for example, when I roll my ankle or if I break my leg skateboarding, like what am I going to be doing with my time if all I did before it was skateboarding? So that's like also on my mind. But then begs the question, I was reading letters from a Stoic this morning, and letter 2, literally the first one, I've read this one quite a few times now, but it resonates with me very much. It's this one statement where he's basically talking to a student about like not going crazy with the authors. Like the student was probably like reading hella books, and it's like, dude, I'm the this is how I'm interpreting it. This is basically he was scattered in his reading, and I feel like I can resonate with that to an extent with how I learn things. I kind of scatter myself so many places, and what Seneca was saying is that to be everywhere is to be nowhere. And I have to like register that. I understand that. I think I've understood that from the get-go, but I still am very arrogant and ignorant, and I like to think I can find a way around that, where I could be everywhere. but not necessarily everywhere, just multiple places, which I probably could. But I also think there's sacrifices that have to be made to do that. So I'm not the best. Like, I wouldn't be the best at anything, and that's kind of like the root of this conversation. That I'm trading excellence for happiness. But I do find joy in being good at things. That's my dilemma. But I guess I don't need to be, like, good doesn't mean excellent. Those are two different things. So, I don't know. Now I feel like I'm running in circles, so I'll turn this to, like, back to what I've been mainly thinking about this morning, which is, what is the proper amount of wealth? Because, like, no, I would like to make a whole different fucking ballpark with that one. That's a whole different question.